Good morning, everybody. Good morning, or maybe good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Good time of that day. Good. I hope you're all having a good day. Okay. Today we're going to talk about Red Giant Entertainment. I've talked about the stock many times on my Twitter, but we have yet to discuss it here on YouTube. And I know that the Red Giant CEOs and the Red Giant CEO and the I think he's the COO, Benny Powell and David Campanella. I know you guys have produced videos on here to let us shareholders know what's going on. Of course, it's been a while since we've seen one of those, and we would really like to hear one. But that's not what this video is about. This video is just going to be about the stock. What is there to trade here? What is there to look forward to? Is there any forward-looking movement that we can expect within the next 6 months? Here's what I'm going to tell you. First, I should fill you guys all in. If you are new to this page or whatever, you come across this stock, or you come across this video because you looked up Red Giant, or for whatever reason, for whatever reason you came here. Anyway, let me just explain to you who I am and why I've been in Red Giant for a long time. Now, when I say a long time, I don't mean I bought this stock back when it was at its penny level, or even at the double zero, 30, 40 range. I never bought it then. I never would have bought it then because I don't buy stocks that expensive. And to be honest, I am really, I really like to buy those stocks that low and then run them up to that price. Kind of like what happened at that time. Um, I've talked to many people who have owned this stock. There's one guy who, I don't believe it, but he tried to tell me that he bought close to $1 million worth of stock at a penny. I don't believe it at all. But there's another couple people who have bought it and they've spent $60,000 on stock for this company. I would never drop $60,000 on a 000 stock in my life, and I know I wouldn't ever dream of doing it. Especially a stock that's this boring. That's this boring. This stock's very boring. I know that this company. I mean, the thing is, I trade the company, not the stock. That's what I try to tell people. Is that in these situations, sometimes you have to trade the company and not the stock. In fact, the only reason why I bought the stock in the first place was because I wanted to trade the company. And the first things first, this company last year, 2 years ago, 2015, when they reported the earnings, they had like absolutely no earnings. I'm just getting some notes out here. They had like absolutely no earnings. They had like no money, and they didn't really have a plan. They had a couple of failed things that had happened, and investors were extremely pissed. But they brought on some important people onto the board, and that's about it. It was a really boring day, and because of that, it was just kind of shitty, really shitty. I don't know how else to explain it. Um, Most famous one that they failed on was GSL, and they mentioned they were supposed to be doing like 52 million physical copies or whatever, something like that. It was completely retarded numbers, and they couldn't meet it, of course, because they're a startup, they're a smaller company, which I don't blame them. I mean, I would have done the same exact thing. I'd rather overshoot, an estimate and then miss it by a lot than undershoot it and then go over it by a lot and completely just fail your measurements. Anyway, this is what's really important though. What is this company? What does it do? Of course, if you have come to the stock just based off using the ticker symbol, of course you're going to know exactly what the stock does. And it's a comic book company. It's a comic book company. They're in the media area, and they're really trying to focus on media right now. And what they're doing is they have three major revenue streams. One, they have their physical copies that they try to sell. They do sell. They do a good job of that. From what I've heard is that they actually oversold their main attraction, which was the Markiplier One comic, and because of that, they had to pull them for whatever reason. And of course, now they've delayed them. We haven't even got Markiplier 2, which was supposed to be out in August of 2016. It is now January 19th, 2017, and we have not heard or seen anything regarding Markiplier 2. The fact of the matter is we don't even know if the damn thing exists. Um, the number two, the revenue stream, is of course their Powfolio app, which is the app that's actually on the App Store, I should mention. It's what I've heard. What I've heard. This is just a what I've heard. With this stock, it's always what you heard because nothing. There's no updates here. There's absolutely zero updates. Um, what I've heard is we're doing like 1 million unique visitors a week, which I mean I believe it, but then at the same time it's like, is this really like, Candy Crush? So it comes down to that point of how accurate are these things. Now, of course, I've done that math for if this was 1 million people a week. They own this. Sorry, guys. They own this stock, or they own this company half and half with a company called Glow Dot Entertainment, and with them doing 1 million people a week, that would mean that their revenue from the app would bring in about $100,000 a week, just on their side. Of course, it would be $200,000 in total, but just because it'd be this situation, it would be a total of 100,000 for Red Giant. Now, there's a lot of crazy things that have happened here, and there's almost things here that really bring a lot of confidence to me. The only reason why I have not just completely said fuck this, and then started doing whatever I could to get out of this stock, is because there's three real reasons why. There's three real reasons why. Number one is definitely just because they have a private investor whose name is Russell C. Weigel, and he has invested up to $50,000 in preferred Z shares at 1 penny. Now this was recent. This was in December, like early December. He bought $50,000 worth of stock at 1 penny in December. That should be a big red flag to all the shareholders that have bought at 0001. Why the hell would a guy whose profession is to buy stock really low and then sell it really high? Why was his idea to buy it at a penny when the stock's trading at 0001? Of course, he couldn't have gotten it at 0001, but he got it at a penny. So because of that, why? That's a pretty big fucking deal. A lot of people on these boards. Let me just mention these boards. This stock has these forms. I actually, literally, could not find the stock. The chart's not worth showing it because it's worthless. There's nothing really on the website I can show you. All I can really show you is this fucking post right here from AJ, a guy who's on the only good, decent board for this stock, and it's just a forward-looking statement because they fucked up. They couldn't get their Markiplier 2 comic out. There's not a lot to talk about here. I mean, there's a lot to talk about on the behind the scenes, the stuff that that was mentioned in the 8Ks, but there's nothing to talk about in a press release. They haven't had a press release since October, or whenever it was July. I think it was July when they. Let me just check because I believe it was July when they went to their last Comic-Con. Yeah, 7/19 of 16. Are you kidding me? This is an active OTC company, guys. I really, my whole goal of this video here is, Benny, I've sent you 1,000 emails, man. These shareholders have tried so hard to get a hold of you, and we don't get any response. We don't even get a thank you for a thank you for helping us out, getting the company name out. We don't get anything, Benny. Give us a fucking heads up, man. I mean, it's really frustrating. I mean, especially myself. I've put a lot of money into this company, expecting a good return, just because of Russell C. Weigel. And I don't even get any updates. I can't get an update through anything. I've tried my best, and frankly, I've got a lot of people on my. I've got a lot of clients that have been working with me for a while, who I've taken their capital, have invested into your company, but yet I can't get any responses. That's really upsetting. That's really disrespectful to your shareholders. You might as well just make yourself a private company again. But I do applaud you. I do applaud you for making sure that when you do say that you have fucked up, that you do say that you fucked up. I really do respect that a lot. Now, I should get back to mentioning what this company has in the future to do. Recently, they put their Markiplier comic onto their Powfolio app, which is really strange once again because Markiplier, let me just mention who Markiplier is. He's this gaming guy who is really popular on YouTube. He's got 15 million subscribers, well over 15 million subscribers. And he's a really successful, wealthy guy. He was like on Forbes Top 100 or something for online people, for making the most revenue online. That's a pretty big fucking deal. And they're not taking advantage of him while they have him on their board of directors, may I add, until 2021. What the hell is going on? I could understand that you couldn't sell the physical copies, if he mentioned to his 15 million subscribers, hey, I've got, this comic book coming out, you guys can buy it in physical form, go buy it. I can understand. Your influx of just production would be out of control. I get that. But now that you've got it on now that you've got it on this digital streaming app, there's no excuse as to why you can't have, 2 million people, 3 million people on the app at once. I don't care. eBay does it. Craigslist does it. There's no excuse. Twitter does it. There's no excuse. And because, I really don't believe that you guys can just tell us, this app could not hold the traffic, because I know that if you had a problem, Glowdot would still have a problem, but Glowdot would make sure that they would get it taken care of for both you and Glowdot. So yeah, it's it's kind of frustrating to see that, because I know if they brought in, even a shitload more viewers every week to the comic books, then of course we would see more revenue for the company, which of course would look great on financials. And that brings me to my next point, is the financials here last year were horrific. They were less than like $25,000. Now this year they sold physical copies of books and they sold other things, and of course we've done those 1 million unique visitors per week. And because of that, we're going to be doing a shitload more in financials than we did last year, which I congratulate them for. And just to reiterate something really strange, there was a stream done, or not a stream, there was a post on a Investor Hub forum over, of course, at Investor Hub. The guys found out where you live, Benny. That's really strange. Really, really strange. And they see exactly how much you paid for your house. You paid for like 380 grand for it, which is, according to them, pretty high end. Which means that, of course, you're doing pretty good, and this isn't your only job, I hope. Because if it is, I don't know how you're making money. This right here, right now, the stock looks good. The stock looks good to break out, solely because it's at 0001. It's not going anywhere, unless it goes to 0002. You got 100% gain. The thing is, this stock's going to go to 0002, just like it did last time. Last time, when people said, oh, this stock's dead, it's flipping, flopping like a dead fish, it ran. It ran long and hard, and it ran up to like 0008. Yeah, it ran to 0008. And there's really no reason why it couldn't happen here again, guys. And I say that just because the ask right now, as of what time is it? 10:19 in the morning on the 19th of January of 2017, is just 23,731,000. So it's very, very thin. And once you get to 2, then you're looking at 60 million, which that's actually different than yesterday, because yesterday the ask was at 60 million for 60 million for 0001. So because of that, that does make me think that maybe something's going on. Who knows? Like I said, I think this stock's going to run very, very hard when it eventually does run. I know that we've got financials coming literally any minute now. I've been telling everybody, look, financials are coming out end of December, early January, like any other company on planet Earth. And I guess not this time around. So, because of that, we're still waiting. I really hope that God Benny gets his financials out here. Because I'd love to see what they did. Now, forward-looking statements, of course, they do have multiple films in production as we speak. Now, the last time they had films come out, they were trading in the 003s, and that's really good news to see. They have multiple comic book shows to attend to this year, where, of course, they're going to get their name out. Hopefully, Benny, you just get fucking bought out unless you do something. Unless there's some magical financials that happen, I would love to see this stock get bought out. And with that being said, I think this stock could sell for a lot. And, that's kind of what we're shooting for. If we get a buyout here, I think we'd do really well. So, other than that, I said there was three revenue streams. One, I guess, is posters. They sell posters, which that's just more media. So, as far as I'm concerned, this it's pretty good. It's my honest opinion. It is my absolute honest opinion. I can sit here, because, look, I've been in this stock since July of last year, And I've been very frustrated because when I purchased stock in this company, I was told that this comic book was going to come out in July. Then it got postponed. It got postponed until the month later. It came out, and I didn't even get to know how it's sold. I didn't learn anything. At that time, there was a lot of positivity on all the boards, of course, where there is talk about the stock every single day because hell, we have money in it. And the very next month, we heard nothing, and we heard nothing, and we heard nothing again until December. So fast forward from July till December, nothing happened to that whole time except for Palfolio growing. And of course, they released a couple of 8Ks regarding their new accounting firm, which helped take them from a yield sign to, or helped take them from a stop sign to a yield sign, I should say. And that means that they're going to get current here pretty soon, and that they're working on getting current, which is a big deal. And of course, their websites are getting updated frequently, which means that I'm assuming the Swagbox is going to get relaunched. And REDG, of course, is growing. That's a pretty big deal. And yeah, the investor that invested $50,000 at a penny, all of those things are pointing towards, you know, a higher price per share of a penny. Now, of course, I'm not going to say when or how long that's going to take. I've been here, like I said, since July. I know people have been here for years because they bought super high and they don't know how to just average down, you know, and just sell when they can. But that's just how it is. You know, I think as time goes on, the stock is going to grow. I know as we speak right now that there's zero volume, absolutely zero volume. Now I'm not really too shocked about that, just because it's not really going on. Like I said, I'm gonna say this again before I end this. Benny, look, I've tried to get a hold of you. You know, everybody here on these boards have tried to get a hold of you. All your shareholders are trying to get answers from you, and you just give us the runaround, man. And I really feel bad, both for you and for your legacy. And as far as I'm concerned, you're not the worst OTC CEO, but you could definitely do better. So because of that, I really hope the best for you and the best for your company. Unfortunately, I'm part of your company now, and until I get out of your company, I'm going to be here forever. So Red Giant, like I said, there's no reason why we shouldn't hit that penny point sometime in the future. Just because, and then just because, that is the only reason why. Only reason why I'm saying we should hit a penny or more is just because Russell C. Weigel, you can go look him up. He has his own IMBD page. He has invested $50,000 at 1 penny. The guy's an attorney for helping raise capital for these small companies, so there's no reason why he wouldn't have bought stock at a penny, not expecting it to go past a penny. So because of that, that's why I'm holding. So yeah, that's what we've got. Not a whole lot to talk about. Benny's been paying his employees in preferred C shares instead of wages, which shows investor confidence, which means that those people obviously think they're going to be worth more than a penny at some point in time. Yeah, so that's what we got, guys. I think I've said everything I want to get off my chest. I haven't really talked about the stock on Twitter that much very often because there's a lot of people who are not really happy with the way this stock has performed. I am one of those guys. You know, look, I mean, like I said, when I invested in this stock, I was promised a comic book that was going to bring us in a lot of revenue, and it didn't even sell enough copies, I don't think, for them to bring it back for a second. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm really waiting on financials. This is more of a lottery play. If you're still here at the end of this video, it's been 20 minutes now. It's just a lottery play, and I really hope the best for every single person that has invested in this stock. We're all here together, and we're all holding hands until, you know, the roof caves in and we all die. So, yeah, that's what I got. I wish the best for you all. I will catch you all on the next stream, and I'll keep you updated if anything happens. Follow me at Kyle Deal on Twitter, and we'll go from there. That is at KYLEDEEL. DEE. No, 2 E's and an L.